The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at the eppodcast.com.
The Evergreen Park Independence Day Parade episode of the EP Podcast, and we're going to start off at Spoken Vine. We're going to finish at Spoken Vine with Frank Murray, Reed, and Bridget. Bridget's sitting next to me. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you, Chris?
Good. This year, because I've covered this parade so many different ways, this year I want to cover it from the perspective of those that are actually in the parade. And we had this really unique thing happen. Spoken Vine was right in front of the First National Bank of Evergreen Park in the EP Podcast, and I got up on the top of the fire truck during the parade that First National Bank of Evergreen Park Wind Trust was using. Record Shop on 95th was up there playing music, and I'm shooting, and I'm basically watching you and Reed do the parade the entire time, and I was like, this is how we cover the parade this year. This is awesome to kind of take people through what it's like going up 95th Street each and every summertime when they have this parade just before the actual 4th of July. This episode and every episode brought to you by the First National Bank of Evergreen Park. The Total Access checking account gives you a $300 bonus for qualifying activities. There's no overdraft fees. You can use any ATM in the world, and I mean the world, because I used an ATM in Germany recently, Bridget, and I got charged euros or dollars, whatever it got me on, and they put the fee from the ATM back in. So every ATM is free with the First National Bank of Evergreen Park. Get over there, that iconic building at the corner of 95th and Pulaski, the First National Bank of Evergreen Park, member FDIC. So Let's get to the parade.
Yeah.
And then we're back to talk. You got food items, new food items here at Spoken Vine.
Yeah.
And so we're going to review that with Frank Murray like we do each and every month. But we line up on Springfield. We're about the 9700 block of Springfield, getting ready to go on there. And what's interesting, and I think the first thing that I kind of want to tell people about before we get to the video, the neighbors on Springfield from 95th to 98th, essentially, they have their own basic parties.
It's the luckiest spot.
They just watch everybody set up.
It's a great big hang.
Yeah.
All the neighbors are out. Everybody has their barbecue and their tent set up on their front lawn.
Yeah.
And then that was the coolest part, is like we pull up to our spot and we're just kind of hanging out. Oh, well, you know, the record shop is right behind us. Oh, Chris walks up. Oh, you know,
it was a who's
our
who.
Friend Gabe from, you know, who's walking with the softball team walks up. Like, everybody gets to kind of like mill about, because you're sitting there for a good 45 minutes to an hour.
Right, and you're waiting for the thing to start, and everybody's kind of lining up. So all the people that are in the parade just basically have like a pre-party in the street with the neighbors, the people that live on Springfield. So now we get going at 6:30, and we're going to go to the footage now. You turn out on the 95th, heading east. You're in front of our fire truck in that Spoken Vine truck with the flags hanging off the back of it. Your husband, Reed, is running around dressed like Apollo Creed in the third Rocky movie, essentially. Okay, I kept hearing Macho Man Randy Savage, you could call him. I mean, he's got an outfit on. We'll talk about him in a little bit. But what's your first impression when you look out down 95th driving in that parade?
Well, I gotta say, even the turn, like it definitely builds up. The crowds on Springfield build up, and then as you're turning, there's people all along that curve, right? And they're just encroaching on, it's like, okay.
Oh, they're out there.
And then once you are, you know, right in the middle of 95th, there's just people out halfway into the middle of the street on both sides.
Yeah, the kids love the candy, and what's amazing is you can actually see as you look at the video, it's almost like if you look off into the distance, there's like waves.
Yeah.
It'll be, everybody's kind of back, and then you'll see this big mass of humanity, and then you'll see it kind of back. And Evergreen Park's finest they're trying to, you know, they're organizing the chaos.
Are trying to, like, all right, guys, get the back.
Right, it's organized chaos.
There's 4-year-olds everywhere.
I never knew we had so many 4-year-olds.
There's so many kids that are like 2.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
They're all the same size.
A lot of kids in Evergreen Park, and they're all out there, and you can kind of see just the mass of humanity. And as you look at the layers of the neighbors and the people that are out there, you have the people that you could tell that's their spot.
Yeah.
Like
they set up that place every year.
They were
have
there.
a meeting spot, and they can tell the people that are coming from outside of Evergreen Park, hey, we're going to be at the bank, or we're going to be in front of Martinelli's, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're picking out your landmark.
But there's some people that you can tell they have like professional chairs.
Yeah.
Like there are people that like this is what they do. They have a setup. They're in a spot. They've been there for like 8 hours, like marking their territory.
There was a guy across the street that had his like bar cart pulled up at the train tracks.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just tending bar at the tracks after we crossed 95th. Yeah.
He was probably selling bags of chips and everything to the kids. It's great.
We're gonna see him as we go along, I believe, in the video here. So you're going along. You've been in this parade now a couple years now. Spoken Vine's been around for a
number
few
3.
Years. Number 3. What have you learned between year 1 and year 3? What have you done differently?
Well, we did coupons the first year, and we did banners on the truck because the truck wasn't wrapped. So being able to fabricate, things that can hold banners on the truck and get the flags up.
Right.
Reed has substantially, increased the security of those flags on the back of the truck. Having enough of everything, though.
Candy.
Right?
And you had a
flags.
huge.
We did flags this year.
Yeah, that I was going to say.
So
you had why did you do the flags? Tell everybody the story as to why you did the flags.
Because last year we only had 2. One for me, one for Reed. We're waving out of the truck windows with our 1 flag each.
Yeah.
And this kid came up and he was like, "Can I have that flag?" And I was like, this is my flag.
So you got flags for the kids.
Yeah.
And that's why he's running around.
Yes.
Like you can see him on the video
Yeah.
running back. I mean, he's covering a lot of ground, and he is everywhere.
Yeah.
And what is he handing out flags there? Is he handing out candy? Is he
Flags.
doing? He's doing
Just
flags.
flags. We
Just
didn't do
flags this
candy.
year.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I mean,
Everybody's got candy.
well, and for one person, you got to pick a lane,
Yeah.
right? We just thought that was cool. Kids love it. All the cops wanted one. Handed out a lot of flags to the cops.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's something that, like, as you go along and you're looking at this video, you also notice the amount of different police departments that are out there. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's such a big, undertaking. It's not only all of Evergreen Park, any auxiliary police, any community, anybody who works for the village is out there working.
Yeah.
But then they have, all the other different departments are there. Hometown's out there. Palos is out. Everybody's out there because of how big this is.
You can tell uniforms.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Ton of different uniforms.
You can tell which suburbs have money. Like Evergreen's well dressed, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're well dressed. That's a sharp police department. There's a couple other ones. You're like, wow, look, that's a really nice truck that they're driving. Then you come across a suburb, you're like, they need more funding. That police department. You can see it, right? You can see it. You can see it as you're going down the street. You can. I'm not. You can see it. So you're going along now, and one of the other things that you run into on the parade is that you're going to run into people that know you. That happens to me.
That was the coolest part, though, because you're waving.
Even when Mike Thauer of Country Insurance comes running out of the crowd to your window and
to say
leans
hi
in, yeah.
To a very.
Did that scare you when he did that?
No, it was awesome. It was a very personal, Happy 4th of July. Hope you have a great weekend.
That's awesome.
And it's cool when you're waving to a large crowd, and then all of a sudden you see a friend, right, or a very good customer of ours, and they give you the point and the nod.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is true. I mean, when I'm there and all of a sudden I hear somebody go, "It's the podcast guy," I'm like, oh, somebody knows me.
Right.
Somebody knows who I am.
We had 3 shout-outs for the carrots along the parade route.
People just yell, "I love the carrots."
Yeah.
That's weird. That's weird.
Okay.
I love the carrots. They just yell that out.
Yeah. Well, we love the carrots. We love the dates, and then we had a coordinated effort to scream, "We love your wine."
Okay.
So.
All right, that's awesome.
And I think I got "My mom loves your place."
All right, so the kids are out, and you can see. I mean, there's just so many kids that are along the entire stretch. Do you get nervous driving along?
Oh,
does it freak you out a little bit?
Incredibly nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Because in the truck, our pickup truck, there's definitely a certain point where I can't see. I could see where they were, and as I approach, and we're going so slow or you might be stopped for a moment, that somebody could be standing right in front, and if I start going again. So, I mean, you're putting some trust in the rest of the crowd, right? I think being up that high, there's always going to be some sort of blind spot, but it moves slow enough. There were definitely a couple of runners, right?
Yeah, there were.
Oh, man.
There were.
Seeing like a 2-year-old just book it for that one piece of candy that was astray in the middle of the street, like, whew.
You got to be on point.
Yep.
You got to be on point when you do it. But I don't know if I would change a thing, because in the end, there's so much police presence out there. You see them as you're going along, and it's kind of cool to have everybody real close to. Like, I've been in other parades before, and everybody's backed off onto the curb, and then it just feels really hollow. You know, they're just standing there waving at you. Right, that's the thing.
It's not a community where there's feedback, right? The feedback loop is a lot tighter here, which is awesome.
Yeah,
right?
This one, if you go along and you like, I've talked to several of the politicians. I was at the pre-party thing at Baracos beforehand. Okay, there were a lot of people, a lot of VIPs at that thing. I was surprised I got an invite. I got to show up for a little bit. We saw the Evergreen Park Marching Band. I'll throw them in here in a second so that you can kind of see one of their performances. All those people that are there, I think they enjoy this parade more than some of the other ones they do, the politicians, because when you're a politician or you're a public figure and you're walking along, you just spend hours, like an hour, just doing that like pageant wave. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And here they're talking to everybody as they're walking along because they're right there.
You can go and shake hands and really, because I mean, if we contrast it to something very close, right? The St. Patrick's Day Parade that goes down Western Avenue, everybody on the sidewalk is behind a barricade. And they are super strict about not letting people outside of those barricades to cross the street. This was a lot more lenient. There wasn't a lot of crossing the street that I saw, and maybe
I didn't see a lot. I was up high. I did not see a lot of it. No.
But having people just closer in general, and like I said, like if you're walking and you can go shake someone's hand or hand out a flag to somebody, it's a lot more than just throwing stuff at them.
All right, we're gonna check out the Evergreen Park Marching Band. Real quick performance they did before the parade. A lot of you saw them during the parade. If you missed the parade, at least you get to listen to one song. We're back here in a moment. So as we get towards the end of the parade here, and it's interesting, you get to Kedzie on 95th, and they're still running traffic through. They do such a good job of keeping like the parade together.
Yeah.
You know, they
I
do.
thought so too. I was really worried about that, and then also getting struck by a train.
Right, I was worried about that as well. And instead, what you get is you get crowds that are all the way up to Kedzie, crowds on the other side of Kedzie, and just like people, there's a couple of lows, which I always find funny. I think you would notice that when you're doing the parade. Like you're like, look at this, they're like 40 deep here, and if they just went 2 blocks down, they could have just sat on the curb.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird, but I mean, people will figure that out eventually. But as we get to the end, there's also a very unique thing, which is the turn down Richmond.
But it's like being on Springfield again.
Yeah, but I mean, this time, you're still in the parade.
Yeah.
Because the parade is still kind of going, and everybody's out there.
Well, that's the thing, and everybody has their barbecue and their tents and their family over, and everybody's on the front lawn again.
Yeah,
it's
and
awesome.
that's really neat. And I don't have any footage of it because I smartly put the camera away. That's why we're looking at still us going down 95th Street. No, I knew what was going to happen. There's a group over there. They got super soakers and a hose, and they shoot the floats as you go down. I was fine with getting shot once I had all the equipment put away, but I knew that was coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, they didn't shoot you.
And you guys did have quite a bit of a lag behind us when we got to that point.
We got ambushed.
I noticed that you were pretty far back, but I almost got ambushed on 95th Street. Another 2.5-foot tall 4-year-old came running out of the crowd with a huge super soaker.
To shoot it in the truck?
And he was right at the open window.
You almost got assassinated at the parade.
I did. And his dad's behind him like slow motion going, no.
No, we don't shoot the poor woman driving the truck in the parade.
And like, you can't go anywhere. It wouldn't have had time to put the window up.
Yeah, it's rough out there in the streets. It's a great parade, though, and that's the thing. As you can see everybody's having a good time. You can see that everybody's smiling. You can see that there's something for everybody in it. And, you know, when you think about it, everybody wants to be a part of it. The interaction and how close and how much the crowd is a part of the actual parade makes it so unique, and that's why I love this parade every year.
I thought the best was when we were turning onto 95th Street, and whoever was speaking for the First National Bank goes, "Let's make some noise," and got everybody on that curve to start wooing. And
that's awesome.
And clapping.
They wanted me to talk, and I was like, I want to sit up there. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to wave. I didn't want to get in the cab.
Good choice.
I want to take a break.
That bird's eye view is really nice.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's really cool. Next year, though, I might sit in the back of your truck next year.
Hey.
Maybe we do a podcast in the bed of your truck next year.
We could do that.
As we ride along. I want to do something different every year. This was a new way of looking at the parade. Next year, something else. We'll take a look.
Sounds good to me.
All right, we are back here at Spoken Vine in just moments. First, we're going to hear all about the guy who ran out to visit you earlier on in this show, Mike Thauer, and Country Insurance here on the EP Podcast.
Building relationships, supporting the community, and service. These are the things that Country Financial stands for. They're more than just an office you may pass by as you drive through Evergreen Park. They're neighbors who lend a helping hand and support the fabric of your community, including charitable organizations, sports, financial education, and civic organizations. And since Country is already your neighbor, they want to get together and chat. Call your local Country Financial representative, Mike Thauer, today at 708-425-1559 to talk about the things that are important to you and how he can help you protect them.
The EP Podcast is Spoken Vine, northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie for our monthly stop-in, and I'm really excited. You see the food in front of you, Frank Murray from the Evergreen Park Public Library.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Oh, hi. I mean, I was just trying to dive into the interview, but go ahead and just hijack it right away.
I'm just going to say hi before we get to this delicious food. That's all I want to say, because it smells so good.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing okay?
I'm here.
Big plans this week?
Softball.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
And then a parade.
I'm not playing this year.
No.
I'm out of the league.
I'm not playing.
Oh, you're not playing in the league?
No, my daughter
either?
is.
Oh, okay.
Softball.
All right, so you're not playing. I'm not. We both have decided we're old. We're not playing in the men's softball league this year.
Backy out of me.
Yeah, no. I tore a calf muscle, and I'm not, even though it's better, I'm not getting hurt again. It's just not going to happen.
No, it's not worth it.
No, I'm not doing it.
No.
Why would I do that? Okay, let some young guy go out there and hurt himself. Us guys in our 40s, you're in your 40s, right?
I am.
Okay, good, because otherwise I'd have felt really old. Us guys in our 40s
should have said no.
Need to take a break from that kind of thing. All right, so
yes, let's get to the food.
Let's get the food going. Bridget and Reed are going to come on in here and talk about these new items. I've already been in to try one of them. I have to admit this. I've already been here. Hi, Bridget.
Hi.
How are you?
Great. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Reed.
Hi.
We're saying hi on the show today.
Hi.
Let's make sure we all say hi.
Hi.
Hi, Frank.
Hi.
It's good to see you.
Reed, Bridget, hi.
Okay. Great. Okay, so what is... Let's start with the one that I've actually had, because I stopped in here this weekend and I saw it online. I've done tapas at other places before you existed. Now you're the only place that I do my small plates, but before you existed, I knew what this item was and I couldn't wait to try your take on it. What is this?
Yeah, patatas bravas is a classic tapas dish that you're going to see at any other tapas restaurant you go to, or at least most. Ours, Yukon Gold potatoes. First, we dredge them in this spice blend that is awesome. It's smoky, it's a little bit sweet, it's got a touch of spice, it's a tomato base, and then roast them and toss them in our bravas sauce, which is roasted red peppers, tomatoes. You get topped with garlic aioli, and something that's not as typical, we top it with queso fresco. So
What's your take? Because I love it.
Everything. Love it. Amazing. I'm getting the hints of tomato. And the sauce is incredible.
When
we got what is that? A little
Queso fresco.
Queso fresco?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
When you're trying to do potatoes, it's got to be kind of a trick, right? Because they can be too hard. They can turn into mashed potatoes. To get this right every time, that must be the trick.
It took a lot of tries. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, we worked on this quite a bit, and and getting them browned. Once you toss them in the sauce, it's not gonna be a crunchy French fry, but they're saucy. And
it's got a little bit of spice on it as well.
There's a little kick.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. This one here, keep this on the menu forever. I absolutely love it. The other one I have not tried. What is this?
Spiced plantains. So those are a sweet plantain, which is, relative to the banana family, right? So you kind of have that flavor. They're a little bit starchier. And then we have a spice blend that's like guajillo chili, dark chili powder, cinnamon, and then the sauce is a coconut cashew cream with lime, honey to sweeten it. It's great.
Oh my God!
What's
delicious.
that taste like? Describe it to people.
I'm getting a lot of banana. That hint of the banana. Plantain. The sauce is incredible. A nice, good outer shell there. I'm not sure if I should say shell, but it's delicious. It's absolutely amazing.
Encrusted.
It's almost like a dessert.
I think it's just the way that it roasts, right? That it's going to get, because it is starchy like a potato, right? It's sweet like banana, but I'm not a huge banana fan, and I've always liked plantains.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I would rather have a plantain than a banana.
Absolutely.
The sauce brings the coconut into there. I'm a big fan of coconut as well. It's delicious.
Yeah.
See, I'm letting him eat before this episode. Normally I make him talk while I eat, and then he gets to eat later on.
So this is dairy-free option too. Not option, but because the coconut cashew cream is not dairy-based, I don't know if that's healthier, but
yeah. But the thing is that brings me to something
there.
I don't
if you
think
have
we've
dairy issues. You're good to go.
I think that's something we haven't talked about very much here. But you try to make a very versatile menu for people that may have certain allergies or things that they don't want to eat, so that there's something for everybody, right?
I try to keep it in mind for everything. And I'm just, as you get to know more people, you get exposed to their certain, dietary lifestyle, which, we're pretty unrestricted, so...
I'm the same way. I'll just throw anything in my mouth.
We eat it all.
All right, talk about the wine, my friend. This is some patriotic stuff here.
It is 4th of July week, so we've got Liberty School, big no-nonsense Cabernet. It's from Paso Robles, which is in the central coast of California. Austin Hope makes this wine. He originally made it for Camus for years and years before he brought the label back. Its goal was always to be the best $20 bottle of Cabernet out of California. Inflation makes it a little bit more now, but hey, it was a noble goal. But yeah, so 100% Cabernet. They take their top 5 to 10% of their barrels to make the reserve blend, which has a blue label. Highly recommend the extra $1 or $2 on the blue label on this. 13 months in oak, then they take 10% and put it into new oak, so you're going to get that nice big rich vanilla smoky, a little bit of tobacco-ness to it. But it's big and it's no nonsense, and it's all about being the best.
Yeah, go ahead, give it a try there, Frank. I think it's really, really good. And if you're going to have a Cabernet, it's from that region in California, right? That's the best place to go.
Yeah, so Paso Robles has a very similar climate and soil composition to Napa, but you're not paying the increased Napa pricing on everything. So you're going to get really, really good wines for a very reasonable price. It's kind of the hidden gem for big red drinkers out of California.
So we got new menu items. We've got this wine here that is really good. Another one I'll have to add to the rotation. I walk in now. You're in the back normally in the kitchen like cooking. I walk in now and they know my top 3 or 4, and they just start me on my rotation when I sit down at the bar. Is that a problem? Am I a problem?
No, but we need to get you into the what's the next thing? We need, your first one is what's new. What can we open you up to? And then you can go back to your standbys.
All right. Well, I might try this next time. I might have another one of these. I'm going to drink it while you're talking.
There might be a Chris Lanuti line there on
we
the
don't.
menu.
We're just going to.
Chris's top 3 wines.
On the menu.
Well, guys, this stuff is great People get in here. Are these
Delicious,
limited
guys. Thank you
menu
very
items, or
much.
you expect to keep them on here for a while?
I expect to keep these on.
Okay.
These have been a hit. The patatas bravas have been flying off the menu, and everybody that's had the plantains has been
My
super
plantains
thrilled.
are delicious. Yes,
They're
Everything.
both really great
Amazing.
dishes. Get out to Spoke and Vine, northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie. Try it out. Try the wines. Guys, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Great to see you guys.
Thank you guys. Have a great time.
Hi and bye.
We will, because
Delicious
now
as always.
I get to chow down as Frank tells me what's going on at the library. So grab all your little notes over there.
Well, I want to get
No. We have a segment to do now. Look at the mess you're making.
I know.
Look at
I'm gonna
this.
spill.
I'm not editing
But I
this.
saved
I want
it.
people to
I
see
saved it.
that when I'm ready to talk about the library, I want the board to see that when I wanted to talk to you about events, you were like, no, I need another plantain first. Did they pick your new boss yet? One of the big seven?
No, but interviews are starting up this week, though.
You get a lot of people that applied?
We
to be your
had
boss?
18 people.
18 people want to be your boss.
18 people, yeah.
Yeah, I decided against it.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think you're too much of a hassle.
yeah, there you go. You got to deal with me enough as it is on the EP podcast.
But I mean, 18 people dove in there to get
18
that
people,
job.
yes.
Oh, wow.
18 people, yeah.
All
So
right.
the board has an interview committee. They're going to be interviewing those people, and the goal is to hopefully have an announcement by August
Very, very
at their
cool.
meeting. But
All
we'll
right.
see. There's a lot of people to interview.
Okay,
So,
start me off.
a lot of great people.
What's the big news here in the month of July at the library?
All right, so we're still kicking summer reading.
Oh,
we
okay.
have over 600 people that are participating in summer reading. We're hoping to get to 600. We still got another month and even more wonderful opportunities for you to get involved with summer reading. All the great prizes for all ages. So, Chris, let me remind you, not only is it for youth and teens,
Okay.
but also you and I.
Oh, yeah. yeah.
All the reading that you do. I mean, you're
gonna
a college professor,
I'm going to come
right?
up with, well, I'm an adjunct.
You're an adjunct.
I
Okay, yeah, not a professor.
I just
yet, but
taught my
an
first
adjunct,
class this past week.
And
I did. Over Marine
congratulations.
Valley on podcasting. Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah. And I couldn't
That's
work the
awesome.
projector. Like I wanted
There's
to bring,
always some
I had this
technical
plan for this
difficulty.
2-hour class where I was gonna put up podcast examples and show some things, and then I could rest my voice in between the lesson
yeah.
and turn into a 2-hour lecture because I couldn't get the thing to work. That was my first class I ever taught in my life. A complete disaster.
They don't have a pager for you to page tech support?
No,
or
there
anything?
wasn't. It was doing it in the evening on like a Tuesday.
No one's there.
Yeah, and there was nobody there. So yeah, and so I have to now learn how to do
You have
everything.
to improvise.
Yeah, well, I improvised. I did a 2-hour show, Frank.
Good job.
2-hour show, went home and collapsed. So, all right. So
2-hour show.
So anyway, all ages can make up book titles and bring them in for fabulous prizes.
Well, all
That's what you're
ages
telling me.
can definitely read their favorite books
Okay.
or a book they're trying and write it down. We have reading logs at the library that you can pick up. They're on our website as well that you can print off, or you can track your progress using the Beanstack app.
All right.
And I think we need to get you a library card.
Who says I don't have a library card?
I'm just hearing some rumors around the village.
Who said I don't have a library card? Are you looking me up, Murray? Is that what you're doing? Are you using your government computers to see whether or not I have a library card? There's got to be some violation there.
I was actually looking up your email address to give to
And
Mary
it pops
Black,
up,
our
and
team.
a thing like pops up and says no
No
library
library card.
Blinks.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Big red lights.
Okay.
An alarm actually sounded.
I'm sure it did.
So we'll have to,
I
after
used to
this,
have a
we got to
library
walk you
card.
over.
I used to have a library
We
card.
got to get you
I
signed
used
up.
to. Life got busy in the last couple of years. I haven't had
I
time to
understand.
sit back, put on my smoking jacket and my pipe. Mm-hmm. That's how I read.
That's how you read.
Oh yeah,
Smoking
I do.
jacket
Oh,
and
I
a
find
pipe.
myself you remember Family Classics on WGN, right?
Sure.
The guy would sit there and he'd be in a smoking jacket. He'd be reading the book, right? He'd have the big hardcover book of Robin Hood before they showed Errol Flynn and Robin Hood,
Sure, yeah.
and he would sit there and then the music would come on and he'd have his pipe and stuff. That's how I like to read.
Yeah.
So it's a whole production.
You got your tumbler glass right next to you on the
definitely a
side
tumbler
table.
glass. Oh yeah, maybe in a glass of this wine. It's pretty good.
there you go.
Yeah. Okay,
There you go.
I'll get a library
All right,
card.
we'll
I
walk you
promise.
over.
Okay,
We'll hook you up.
All right.
All right, and then so we're going into July here, and we are just chock full of amazing events. I'm going to start with our our youth events first. Our ever popular tie-dye t-shirt making event, that's going to be Wednesday, July 2nd at 6 p.m. It's for grades 12 and under. Everybody's welcome to come out. Just bring your own washed white cotton t-shirt. And the stains, the dye do stain. So
Well, you
make
would
sure
hope
what
so,
you're
because-
wearing. Right. They
Yeah.
really work. So whatever you're wearing at that event, make sure you don't care about it. Even your shoes.
Bring your tie-dye shirt from the last time you were over there to get your new one.
There you go.
There you go.
That'll work too. And we're going to meet out in the staff parking lot right behind the library for that to go. That's where we always do it at. We're also having a water balloon dodgeball event on Saturday, July 5th at 4 p.m.
Are you participating in this?
I will be there.
I'm coming too then.
July 5th. It's right after 4th of July, so I hope we're going to get a great turnout regardless. It's for grades 2 through 5, but get ready to dodge, duck, dip, and slide. We'll have some friendly, competitive.
You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge a water balloon.
Thank you for
I've heard that.
doing the
we'll practice
reference
together.
there. Also, wear clothes that you want to get wet, and feel free to bring a towel. But I am looking forward to that one. That'll be a fun time.
Do you feel silly when you have to say those kind of things?
What's that?
Well, like, we're going to be dyeing T-shirts that will permanently become a different color, and you have to remind people.
I got to remind people
that the dye actually is permanent. And then you just had to remind people for a water balloon dodgeball event, they will get wet.
You know, it's a
Does
nice
that drive you
public
nuts that
service
you have to?
announcement.
No, but I mean, that must drive you a little nuts, right? Because you're worried about that one person who's going to be standing there at the water balloon event, going, "I got wet," and complaining to you. It's got to drive you nuts.
It's a little crazy.
Yeah,
it's a little crazy.
Yeah.
But if you were at our swim reading kickoff party at the end of May, beginning of June there, it was a wild time.
Yeah.
We had every single kid that was there was completely drenched from the foam
Somebody
pit.
walked up and said, "I did not expect to be
not
wet."
a single one.
Okay, good.
They were all really excited.
You know, from now on, you get a stupid complaint like that, you send them to me.
There we go.
Okay, you send them to me.
See, this would have been great if you were on the board.
Yeah, I should have joined the board just for that. I would handle stupid complaints. My
Chris.
tie-dye got on my shirt and it became permanent. How could that happen?
I didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. Look at you. I start talking and you dive right in and keep eating the
so
food.
good.
Okay, well,
they're so good.
Get in here.
This place is known for their wine, but their food is amazing.
I mean, I'm going to tell you something. I love coming to Spoken Vine.
They're so good. I could go on and on and on and on and on because we are literally loaded with programs. I'm going to recommend that everybody either, if you didn't get a newsletter delivered to your home, which did you get one this time? Do you remember?
Don't think I got one.
No.
But I'll go knock on my neighbor's door because
they probably got 5.
He's probably got a bunch of them.
Check out our newsletter or go online, evergreenparklibrary.org. You can go on our calendar. We also have the newsletter on the website too to see all our great programs. We have Beyblade, we have rock collecting, we have some nature investigations, we have various artwork programs, superhero T-shirt cape making event. There's just a whole list.
You have to give a
events.
warning before the superhero T-shirt cape making event that this will not actually make you fly.
Well, one time it actually did, so we can't really use that a lot.
Don't tell people that. Somebody's going to go make one of these now, climb up on the roof and jump off, and you're going to get sued. Don't say that stuff.
Superman, man.
I'm very concerned about you. I'm very concerned.
You're not my board member.
Well, I'm not, but I mean, the gang of 7, that's what I'm worried about, okay?
I forgot that Nick David came up with.
It's the EP Podcast. All things Evergreen Park. It's the EP Podcast. Evergreen Park.